Welcome back. It's time for News Flash, and just to get us into that poetic segment coming up, Jay, I was just thinking up a few lines. So here now we ask for a line from a guy truly so fine, Jay Foley, a colleague of mine.
In form and in feature, in face and in limb, I grew so like my brother. That fool got taking me for him and each for one another. It puzzled all our kith and kin. Something. For one of us was born a twin, yet not a soul knew which.
So who is that?
One of my, Google it, it's there. I just forgotten. It's quite popular, isn't it?
Well, it sounds so. Yeah, I'm sure when you put the lines in there, you'll find
I'll
who
check
the,
it. Yeah,
who
I'll
the
check it. I've forgotten though, but it was one of my favorite poems of back in the day, and I loved it. I don't know, I just felt I could connect with it so easy.
Wow.
Aside from the different ones, like the rhymes like a lion has a tail.
Yeah.
It has. Yeah. I never understood why we learned that rhyme. It has a big head and a very small waist.
But those are kiddie rhymes.
Yeah, I still want to understand, like.
They get you unconsciously or subconsciously. You are learning.
That is where our ladies started working on the small waist. It was because of this lion rhyme. Yeah. That's where the ladies were now, and that's my director telling me about Peter Piper picked a pair of pickled pepper. I will not continue.
A pair of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked.
If Peter Piper picked a pair of pickled pepper,
where is the pair of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? But come to think of it, what did we do all of that?
I'm telling you, think about it again.
Maybe to make us more glib, get our tongues.
Yeah.
Ayo. But one of my favorites, Robert Frost, I think, The Road Not Taken.
Okay.
Beautiful poem. Beautiful poem. We should get into that.
Well,
Two roads forked into a yellow wood. Anyway, let's dig into the papers now. Let's start with the Ghanaian Times newspaper. And it says, police swoop in Eastern region. Over 100 QNet agents, other criminals grabbed. Check out details on page 3. And QNet is a global e-commerce based direct selling company that provides customers around the world with unique, high-quality products and services while giving them the opportunity to build a sales business by promoting these products. But these ones have been nabbed. Leader of secessionist group is dead. You've heard of the late Kujoji Papavi, 87?
Oh, he passed on.
Yeah, and so that's what has happened. The leader of the secessionist Homeland Study Group Foundation, Charles Kujoji, is dead. He has passed on. And prior to his death, Kujoji was standing trial before the whole circuit court on a charge of prohibited organization. There's also government to roll out CRM policy in third quarter of 2022. When you go to the... so right before I get maybe to some international news, 2 die, 5 injured in accident at Chito. And it's getting even more worrying.
With the accidents.
As we keep adding to the statistics, talking about them, it appears every day there is some incident of sorts. And horrifying when you consider the fact that with each accident, 5 or more people perish. If you add up the data, that means per each accident, you expect about 5 or more people to perish. And that is just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing.
Wow.
International Front, former Ivorian President Gbagbo launches new political party. This is particularly interesting. Some months back, on Joy 99.7 FM, I interacted with his daughter, one pair of a twin, and back then we were talking about whether they would go back on the back of the ruling by the International Criminal Court. Not only is he back now, he is saying, well, he's going to start a political party, new one, and you can see that he's going to contest his former political foe, if you like, Alassane Ouattara, who has taken an unprecedented third term. That is it for the Ghanaian Times newspaper.
Well, let me go into the Daily Graphic newspaper. YouBanC to support the youth. Now, the government has put together a framework to provide direct support to the youth to enable them to create new businesses or expand the existing ones. It's a front page picture here of the Minister for Finance, Mr. Ken Oforiatta, on here. Also, police probe death of 2 toddlers, I beg your pardon.
Charlie.
Now, they were found dead in the back of a Mercedes parked in a
garage or
in a garage,
mechanic
a mechanic shop.
It's right here in Alajo. It happened right here.
This is very sad. This is very sad. I mean, I can just imagine what the parents are going through. You know, just losing two of your children.
And now that you mentioned parents, you know, when the statement of the Ghana Police Service, it mentioned a few things. The mechanics have to be more responsible. You have to try to fence your, you know, some of these places, children can just walk in, and maybe they go and sleep in.
Kids would love to play with parked vehicles. You know, it's something that was so tempting to all of us, you know, when we're growing up. We want to sit behind and just try and play around and
then you could get stuck. We don't know what happened in here. But on the bit of parents, that statement says that parents should be much more aware. You know, your children are going somewhere, know where they are going, at least. Because in this instance, and now it's left us all with a very bad taste in our mouths. Well, now part of the Council of Elders of the NDC and former Minister of Youth and Sports, I think so, E.T. Mensah has launched a book, now catalogs the journey of PNDC into NDC, a photo of him here with Mr. Dana Abudakbi. These were names that, you know, were always in the news almost every single day, you know, during their time and the term of office in Parliament. Anyway, these stories all here in the Daily Graphic newspaper as well. Over to you, Ben. So let's do the Daily Guide newspaper now. And my pro-poor policies becoming fruitful. That's according to the president. Papavi dies at 87. President tours the central region. And there's, now I find it interesting, these two countries. You know, sometimes I would travel to other parts of the world and I would say, oh, I'm from Ghana. And they would ask, do you mean Guyana? I'm like, no, Ghana. So today I have to put the two of them together. Ghana, Guyana, chart, new course. And when I think Guyana, I can't forget, I always miss his name. You remember that preacher sort of who gave his followers some poisoned drink and they all of them died?
Wow.
I'll check out his name.
One of those cults, you know. Probably,
yeah, sort of. And when you go to more, it says Sudan protesters demand military coup. Now, I've been following this one on the BBC. It's crazy. Sudan protesters demand military coup as crisis deepens. And they are calling for the military to oust their government. They say, I mean, no, this points
Mumbai has started the revolution, hasn't he?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Now the people are calling for the coup.
The people
Since when?
Are
Times have really changed, Ben. Times have really changed.
I can't imagine it. Let's wrap up with some entertainment. And Tonto Dicker's ex-lover confirms sex with Janimena. I think where we're going now in entertainment and all these things. Anyway. Kwame Eugene accused of song theft again. And popular musician Kwame Eugene is back in the headlines over allegations of song theft. Check out the details on page 8. But interesting, I was listening to, was it Keisha or Kayla? He's a producer on the African continent, does a lot of things. And one of Kwame Eugene's songs was played on the BBC yesterday because I think this Keisha guy produced the song. Okay. So interesting stuff there. You can check out more stories from the paper. And of course, Pogba mad at Man U stupid goals. All of that in the Daily Guide newspaper.
Well, Manchester United fans are calling for the exit of their coach. Will that happen? I don't know. I'll leave that.
I am calling for his exit. He is useless.
It was trending. Well, that's what they say. When they lose a game, they want him out. When they win a game, keep him in.
No.
Straight for the business, isn't it?
Don't make a mistake. Okay. We never say that. The guy, even when you sit back, look, when Man U won the Champions League in '99, I was a fan then. That tells you how long we go. And I'm telling you, the guy is not tactical. It's not about winning some and losing some. The guy is simply, he is bereft of ideas. He's good and all that. He's a legend, but Charlie, he's not cut out for the job.
Mourinho is not tactical. Ole is not tactical. Ziki is not tactical.
No one said Mourinho was not tactical.
Everybody's not tactical. That's what all the fans would always itch for a new coach.
Which team do you support again?
Me?
Which team do you support again?
Manchester Disunited.
Oh, I hear you're a Liverpool fan. Is that true?
I'm the guy who goes for the winning team.
It took you guys close to 30 years to win, you know.
I share my heart with no one particular team. I go with the winning team. So he who wins has my heart.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. For my predictions have always
fair weather
led me to
fair weather football friends.
I know, right? Anyways, new crusading guy real quickly. Now Rambo style demolition at Roman Ridge as well. Municipal Works Engineer, okay, how do you pronounce it? Is it usurp?
Usurp.
Yes. Powers of Ayawaso West MCE signed demolition permit for 5,000 Ghana cedis. President says my policy's flagship programs are bearing fruit. Front page story here, big one on the new Crusading Guide as well. Then the sports story is coming there somewhere with Ole's performance making a big statement here on page 11 of the new Crusading Guide as well. Black Stars, however, Milovan needs to address the right back shortcomings. In a few days or weeks, if he doesn't also win, they'll say he's not this, he hasn't got that, he's this. Benjamin. United fans are confused fans. Do you want to see
we're not. We're very certain about our team. We love the Red Devils. We'll be with them. United fans are not fluctuating fans like you would find in many clubs like Liverpool, Tottenham,
they beg.
Chelsea.
On behalf of all the other teams that are not represented here,
so many of those who even jumped on board Chelsea, Stamford Bridge when Michael Essien joined them have, what's the word? They've jettisoned the team. And then when the team is good again, you all jump on board. We are not like that. We are faithful.
Okay, but I missed the games. What happened? You guys lost over the weekend?
Yes, we did.
What was the scoreline?
4-2, actually. We went to the King Power Stadium at Leicester City.
Yeah, but it's fine. I mean, 4-2 is...
Actually, we've been on the road. We've won 29, or at least we've not lost 29 times on the road or playing away.
Okay.
This is our 30th, and unfortunately, we lost. So it's quite a record, but the team is not in a good place. We're perched at 5th right now.
Yeah, 5th?
Yeah, 5th.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's okay. That's fine.
For Man United, our standards are incredibly
Somebody
high.
also has to be number one. I mean, you guys can't look. Everybody, Liverpool wants to be number one. Leicester wants to be number one. City wants to be number one. I mean, you name them. They all want to be number one.
Quick question.
So, yes.
Do you want Prime Morning to be number 5?
Well, not Prime Morning.
We work for Prime Morning to be number one every day.
Yes, I do understand.
That's the same way we feel.
So, if we are not number one, should we let out our bosses?
Come to think of it.
Please, let's keep our jobs. We didn't say that.
After this, we are not coming back on the show.
Anyway, let's move on.
Let's wrap for me with the Daily Statesman. And I'll highlight the story, especially as you're an entertainment figure like that. On page 11, Ghanaian acts need to work 10 times harder to get to where Nigeria is, King promise.
Well,
and I'm looking at acts like Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido, and maybe some of the new ones. Fireboy, I think that's DM something. There's Ladipo, there's Joe Boy, and you look at what even someone as new as Rema. What is it about their music? I know I'm sort of getting you into what's trending even before we get there. But what is it about Nigerian music that makes it so consumable, that makes it sell? They're even jumping aboard the Amapiano wagon as well. Yeah, so over the weekend on Showbiz A to Z, I was privileged to host in the place of George Quay over the weekend, and I had an extensive conversation on this with industry pundits like Sadiq Abdullahi, the CEO of 3 Music Networks, and Rudy Kwachi, the CEO of Rave, the Rave Group. And I mean, they all came from the angle of marketing, and also that's one, and also building a business around the music, that most artists in Ghana haven't been able to establish a business in the music. So they do not engage people, intellectuals, to help them shape up the business of music, but they are always all drawn into the passion and the studio, and after they just put the works on social media and expect the songs to just, grow. The work numbers go in there, they are not doing. It's interesting because Jemike, when he came to our studios recently, said that at least as far as Shatta Wale is concerned, he has that business acumen or the business sense. Yeah. That's what Jemike said. So, I mean, in the makeup of the artists, there has to be various departments that are at work to be able to plug the artists into all these platforms. But most of the artists, they say that in Ghana find themselves being a bit more passion-driven than business-driven, and hence the reason why we lag behind. Right? We equally have good products. The product just needs to be marketed properly. Okay, so right before we get to the Chronicle and our quote, I have to celebrate Daniel Amati. He put up an excellent display as Leicester City beat Man United. He actually caused a lot of trouble for Cristiano Ronaldo on Saturday. So we are celebrating our own, Daniel Amati.
Well, anyway, so now this Psalm 146 verse 4 is a jab. It's a big
I think
jab.
you should give us
it
the headlines before, because it's usually tied to one of the headlines.
Yes, Western Togoland madness ceases. It says here, when his breath departs, he returns to the earth. On that very day, his plans perish.
I told you. So they refer to it as madness, and then they talk about when a man perishes and how his breath. Okay.
Well, that story is here, front page. I've already spoken about it. Stop reducing the media to protocol journalists. GIJ lecturer tells politicians, and the president is also here. Begins a tour of the central region today, and all these stories are in the Chronicle newspaper. Same story, similar in the Ghanaian Observer, as well as the president says his policies, flagship programs bearing fruit here. Anyway, that's a wrap up for me as well, and we're looking forward to a good morning, isn't it?
Oh yes, we are. Fuel prices out there. Also, people raising lots of concerns, and we'll be talking about that a bit later on the show.
Well, I've got some trending stories, but the big one is Miss Yankee, a British Ghanaian poet, joins me also for a quick conversation here on What's Trending. So don't go away.